How's it going, everybody? It's Mystical here, and I'm back with another commentary. It's only been like a week or a half or something, so I've been trying to do more. And this is a topic I wanted to go over. Over this weekend, I went to see Rogue One, Star Wars. So this will be kind of a Star Wars commentary, obviously. And I know what you're probably thinking. You just saw Rogue One. It came out in like December. I usually go to see, if there's a movie I want to see, I usually wait, like almost a month to go see it because then the theater is not crowded. Surprisingly, it was still 1/4 full in the theater, in that theater room for the movie. And I really did enjoy the movie, actually. I think it's my most favorite Star Wars movie since the original trilogy movies, to put it in perspective. I thought Force Awakens was okay, but it was kind of on the safe side. A little bit too much fan service, too. Rogue One had some of that, but much more gritty storyline and really good characters. But I'm not really here to talk about the movies, but it is in relation to Disney now owning Star Wars games, and obviously I figured I should play some Star Wars. So I did Battlefront, the only new Star Wars game we've had since Disney acquired the rights and had EA start to make, they have the rights to make Star Wars games, and all their developers and publishing teams and whatnot, and so far the only one that's done it is DICE. But yeah, I haven't played the survival mode in a while, and I'm actually using Jyn Erso's, her pistol, because thankfully offline, if you don't have the season pass, you can still enjoy some of that stuff. Apparently it replaces the star cards too, so like the pistol had powers. But anyways, before I ramble on anymore, I should probably get on to the topic at hand. But yeah, overall I've been satisfied with the two movies we've had, and so I'm really glad that Star Wars is back in full force. I really want to put more Star Wars games on my channel, and I actually do plan to do that. Because there's so many good ones in the day if you're a Star Wars fan, or even if you weren't, there are a lot of people that enjoyed Star Wars games. And then there was this giant drought because LucasArts kind of just went off the deep end. I don't know what they were doing, but they started doing I didn't really like Force Unleashed. It was like a watered down version of Jedi Knight. And then we got Star Wars Connect. It's like, come on, where are your really good Star Wars games? So I was extremely excited when we got, Star Wars Battlefront was coming back, Been over a decade, and kind of worried that EA taking it over, and because, they haven't had the best track record. And, Force Awakens was pretty good, so I'm like, okay, production quality for the movies, I have faith in that, especially after Rogue One. But, then Battlefront came out, and it was kind of disappointing, I still play it, but not nearly as much. I haven't ever got the season pass. I have played some DLC maps because they had a free weekend, but I just didn't feel it was worth my money. There's no Galactic Conquest, there's no instant action. They added in skirmish mode, half a year later, which I enjoy playing, but it's very watered down. It's Walker, Assault, and Fighter Squadron. There's no drop zone, cargo mode, nothing else really. It's a shame because, they partially advertise that the game would, be offline and stuff, and people can argue, oh, they said it was multiplayer only. Well, that doesn't mean that it has to be online only, and, they do a half-baked skirmish mode, which is disappointing, because the original Battlefronts had full, basically, full offline support. I actually never played those online. The only time I did was maybe 2 years ago on Steam with a friend, and the netcode was just terrible for the game, so it didn't last very long. I think I have a YouTube channel, or not channel, video on my channel actually, showing how that didn't work out, but I exclusively played Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, and I bought those when they first came out, offline, split screen, against my sister or just by myself, and I had a blast, and I still play the game from time. Maybe I should start uploading more gameplay from it again, because it was fun. But, this Star Wars Battlefront, it looks pretty, the animation's nice, the sound design's great, but the gameplay is just so lacking. Oh man. And people are like, oh, you don't like it because you're bad at it. Not really. If you see my videos, I kill a lot of people. And man, when I play that drop pod, drop zone game or whatever, like, there's a lot of videos I've uploaded where I, 5-0 the other team. We just completely destroy them. So I'm not bad at the game by any means. It's just, it doesn't have as much content. Whereas, like a Battlefield game that DICE makes has tons of weapons, tons of maps. That was the other disappointing thing. There was technically 4 maps, but it was planets, and just different versions of it. And unlike Battlefield, I totally expected a Battlefront game, to have offline content. But anyways, I'm not here really to rant just about Battlefront, but in terms of the movies versus the games that we've seen so far with this new Disney taking over, the movies are doing a much better job. And all we're getting this year is another Battlefront 2, and DICE has been very slow in patching issues in this game, and they're going to ban it soon. So all those season pass holders who have a hard time finding certain maps, DLC stuff, they're not going to be able to find jack once Battlefront 2 comes out. And that's a shame, because they could have, if DICE wanted to, they could have made this stuff offline playable just like they did with Walker Assault. And, fleshed it out some more. I hope they take feedback and Battlefront 2 better, ship with full offline. But, yeah, that's all we get. And then there's apparently going to be finally a story-driven base game, like the next year. And then I think it's by Visceral or something. And then there's another group that is gonna make like an action-adventure, third-person, kind of like Uncharted series is what I hear it's gonna be. But I mean, it's a very slow crawl compared to the churn of movies they're doing. But obviously, games take much longer time, especially as someone like me who's in the games industry. I know how the smallest things can take weeks. That's one thing some people don't realize. Oh, you can just fix it right now, but not really. It has to go through certification and hours of testing and making sure nothing breaks. So I also understand that, but the rate that DICE has been patching this game has been kind of slow, because I have a feeling they're focused on other games, so they don't have as big as a group on it. But we have to wait a long time for Star Wars game. But I mean, back in the day, LucasArts has so many games I actually still play, but I probably should upload more. But I mean, the KOTOR series 1 and 2, phenomenal games. I really should play through those again. Those are still timeless to play through. And then we had I don't want to talk about that one yet. I want to say that for last. But then we had Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, pod racing game. They actually re-released the sequel, Racer Revenge, on PS4. I actually have it. I haven't played through it again, but I like the original Episode 1 Racer better. But, I mean, they made a pod racing game off of the prequels, which, for me, the prequels, I do not like those anywhere close to original trilogy. But the one good thing that did come out of it was that game, in my opinion. Then we had on PS1 Star Wars Power Battles, or whatever, Jedi Power Battles. That's a fun game. I actually still have my copy. Maybe I should get an adapter and upload some of that. That was a fun game. I think it has like a horde mode in it. That would be kind of fun to relive. But yeah, even PS1 era had good Star Wars games. And then we had, I'm talking about the ones I played too. Then we had like Star Wars Jedi, Republic Commando, obviously Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. And then we had, this is another good one, which they could almost make into a movie, because I hear they might do a Boba Fett one. They have Star Wars Bounty Hunter on the PS2. Great game. That was also a good prequel game that came out of things that I played. And Republic Commando, I suppose, too, was also. So there were some good prequel games. And then my all-time favorite, Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 and Jedi Knight Academy, Jedi Knight 3, basically. Those are masterpieces, in my opinion. Perfect story, really fun, multiplayer. I actually uploaded one match of a multiplayer, but I really need to make that like a regular rotation again. But they need to bring stuff like that back. I don't know how much Disney is giving EA in terms of what they should make or not, but I really hope EA is at least going back and seeing, these past Star Wars games and what they can go off of. I know EA DICE was like, oh, we want Battlefront to be our own thing. and it's not going to be exactly like the others, but I feel they took too much pride with this game in trying to make it their own, and they left it so bare. So I'm kind of afraid, what are these other EA-owned Star Wars games going to be? Are they just going to be show-offs for each year, yearly releases for the Star Wars fanatics that go to the movies and need to go buy a game they'll play for like 2 months and never play again? Like, we need some good, gritty Star Wars games that have good story, really in-depth multiplayer, or a game like Jedi Knight that has story and multiplayer. I mean, man, if they remastered Jedi Knight 2 and Jedi Knight 3 alone, that would be awesome. There still is an active community for Academy that's been trying to build a new render because Radiant, I believe, that Raven or Radiant, Raven, I think, they released the source code, so the community's been upgrading the game slightly. I've actually made a lightsaber hilt for that game too, modding-wise. Like, it's a PC game, so I want to build a level, like a multiplayer level for it too. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic here. I'm getting all excited about some projects I want to do, hobby stuff. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. We've only had Battlefront. Maybe you really liked it, but I felt it was very lacking compared to the wide array of Star Wars games I played in the past and still play. We need some KOTORs, Jedi Knights. I don't know how much they're going to do in prequels, but I would love a remaster of Episode 1 Racer, because that was such a fun pod racing game. Man, a multiplayer with that, because the original I think only had split screen, like 1 versus 1. Man, could you imagine like 16-player online pod racing? That would be nuts. I don't really like online racing games, but that would be one I'd actually be willing to do, because it's like, death racing basically. But anyways, I really hope sincerely that Battlefront 2 is better. I'm just kind of bummed out because I think they're going to do, Episode 7 content, so we're going to miss out on original trilogy stuff, And this game could have had so much more potential. I would have uploaded so much more gameplay of it and had so much more fun if they just finished skirmish mode some more. Because, the online, even on Xbox, there's been times I've had trouble finding certain playlists. And that's why I don't just like relying on online. I do enjoy bot matches because I can just enjoy a game forever. And unfortunately, this game is going to die, and I really don't know how much more I'll be able to upload it outside of those skirmish modes they give us once the online has no more players, because everyone's going to flock to Battlefront 2, and I don't think this game has the sustainability to really last that long. And here we are getting into this gameplay that I'm playing. Trying not to be too spoilery, it's starting to turn into Rogue One right here. It's getting pretty dismal for me. I put it on hard mode, I don't know why, but they just do so much damage at this point. But anyways, yeah, it's not going to end well for me. I should probably start ending this commentary soon. But yeah, for now, it's going to be several years till we get more Star Wars game minus a Battlefront. So in the meantime, I'm going to try and get some Episode 1 Racer, Jedi Knight. KOTOR's not really a multiplayer, so I'll put that on my single-player channel. I think I'm missing some other multiplayer games. I'm drawing blanks, but I do want to replay through Bounty Hunter again. That'll be a single-player game. But yeah, there's so many good Star Wars games that EA has the potential to make, and I hope they don't just make them, pretty graphics and pretty sound. And they really need to give us some, hardcore Star Wars gritty stuff, Maybe I'm being too hard. This is their first game, so maybe they know what the community wants. But it's EA, so you never know. They did a great job with Battlefield 1 this year. I never played Titanfall yet, Titanfall 2, but I heard it was good. But maybe it's just the developers who worked on Battlefront, and they kind of went too easy. But they need to really stop with the fan servicing and really give us some hardcore gameplay. It doesn't have to be, like try-hard gameplay. I'm just saying, lots of stuff to do and classes. You know what I'm talking. If you play the original Battlefronts, you know what I mean. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But there'll still be some Battlefront gameplay from me from time to time. But I'm gonna try and put some more multiplayer-centric Star Wars games from the past on here too, because some of those are still a lot of fun to play. And I've been trying to go back to enjoy them again. Definitely enjoy that era of LucasArts before it just kind of got stupid and they stopped making good Star Wars games. So we'll wait and see, but it's going to be several more years till we really get another wide array of Star Wars games. And unfortunately, it seems like there'll be some story stuff. And I died. But for the most part, multiplayer is just going to be Battlefront. So, yep. Hope you guys enjoy this commentary. I'll have some more in the future. So until next time, I'll see you later.